And getting set for a 7th grade battle here between the Columbus Chaos and the Hidden Gems. It is Jeremy Scott back here at Court 1 at Dublin Jerome High School. And tipping the ball for the Hidden Gems, Voigt, and for the Columbus Chaos is number 15, Potter. And it's controlled by the Chaos, and here we go from court number 1. That's controlled by Conley. Conley being guarded there by Woodfin. Over across to McGrath. McGrath on the drive. She's going to put it up, and she's going to get fouled. So McGrath drew an early foul there. She draws an early foul, and now she will step to the line, and she will attempt 2. That foul on. Well, I missed the foul call as to who it was on. Who was that on? 30. Okay, that was on Keaton. All right, so Keaton commits the first foul, and that is knocked down by McGrath. So McGrath draws first blood for the Columbus Chaos. McGrath, second shot rims out for her, and that's taken by number 42, Voigt. Playing the point is Custer. Custer, guarded by Conley. Nice spin there by Custer. Into the lane she goes, and she's going to get fouled on her way up. Very nice looking move there by Custer to spin into the lane, and even though she didn't make the bucket, she did draw the foul, and so now Custer will step to the line, Jamie Custer, for a pair of free throws. Custer's first shot is no good. Custer's second shot is long off the back of the iron. So Jamie Custer, 2 missed free throws that time, and so the Columbus Chaos gets the ball back, and they will push the ball down the floor. That is Jenkins. Jenkins with a quick shot. That's up. That's no good. Rebounded by McGrath. McGrath is going to take it to the outside. McGrath is going to give it up to Potter. Potter now gives it to Collins. Collins on the left wing is going to have it knocked out of the air, and pushing it back down the floor is Custer. Custer is going to pull up, shoot, and miss that shot, and it's a tie-up, and the tie-up will favor the Hidden Gems. So the Hidden Gems are going to get to keep control of this ball. Pounding the ball is the inbounder, and she gives it up. There's a quick shot off of that inbounds pass. That's no good, but underneath the hoop, that was Voigt to take it, and that jump ball now will favor the Columbus Chaos. So, tell you, there was a nice looking shot there. Hillis is who that shot was taken by off of the inbounds pass, and it looked like a good shot for her, but no dice. And that has led to this. The Columbus Chaos get the ball back. That's McGrath on the baseline. McGrath on the baseline. She's going to pull out instead. McGrath gets a pick from Conley. McGrath taking it back up to the top and over to the right. That is Roush. I'm sorry, that's not Roush. That's Jenkins. That's Collins. And that is taken by number 22, and she's going to push the ball back to the floor. That is Hillis. Hillis loses control of it. Then underneath the hoop, there is a woman, and she's going to pass it back outside. There is going to be some movement around the perimeter. There's a shot by Hillis. Once again, that one is up, and that is no good, and that's rebounded by Conley. Conley pushing the ball back down the floor. And she loses control of it, and that's taken once again by the Hidden Gems. That's Hillis again, and it's Custer. Custer gives it up. And that's Hillis on the baseline, just going to put up a shot. That's up, that's no good, and that's rebounded by the Columbus Chaos. Number 25, Conley, on that rebound, and she's pushing the ball back down the floor. Conley pulls up, takes the shot. That's up, that's no good, and that is rebounded by McGrath, and I do believe there's going to be an over the back on the part of the Hidden Gems. And that is a foul on number 30, Keaton. That foul on Maddie Keaton, and that is her first. Getting set to check in for the Hidden Gems, Matson. And Keaton's going to check out. So that ball is inbounded to Jenkins. That one's up. That's no good, and that's taken by McGrath. McGrath on the offensive rebound. Back outside it comes. Thinking about a 3, passing up that 3 is Matson, and that is up and no good. And that's taken by number 5, Custer. Underneath the hoop, that comes. That's up. That's no good on that shot by Woodfin. 25, Conley pushing the ball back down the floor for the Chaos. That one's up. That's no good. And that is taken by number 5. And that is Custer again, pushing the ball down the floor. So 4, 10, and 14 in for the Hidden Gems. That's Rick, Kalk, as well as Morgan. That'll be Rick inbounding. Inbounds it comes to 23, Matson. Matson on the outside. That's to Morgan. Morgan loses it on the drive, but they're going to say that she was fouled. And that foul on number 14, Slates, will keep the ball in possession of the Hidden Gems. And that one is almost knocked out of bounds. It is knocked out of bounds, almost stolen away, actually. That one was almost stolen by McGrath. So good hustle defense there on the part of McGrath, but it will remain Hidden Gems ball. Inbounds it comes, that is to Rick. Rick pulls up for a shot. That one is up, and that is good. And that is a 2 for the Hidden Gems to make the score 2-1. On the other end, up and good. That is McGrath for 2. And there's a press that is beaten. And that's Matson. Overcomes, that's a 3-pointer. That's no good for Morgan. And that's taken, and it's going to be remaining on this end. Rick to inbound. She does to Voigt. Voigt over to Morgan. Morgan on the right wing, guarded by McGrath. There's a corner shot. That is up, and that is short, and that is rebounded by the Chaos. Pushing the ball back down the floor, that is Conley. Conley pushing the ball down the floor for the Columbus Chaos. She is guarded by number 23, Matson. Conley on the drive, and she is going to be fouled on that drive. And that foul on number 23, and number 23 for the Hidden Gems is Matson. So that foul on Matson makes it a 2-shot situation for Conley. So Bailey Matson commits the foul. Conley misses on that first free throw attempt. Checking into the ball game will be Winters. That is Ellie Winters. And checking out will be Reagan Voigt. Conley's second shot is up, and she drains that one. And so that makes it a 4-2 game. The Chaos lead the Gems, and on the other end there's a steal, and there's a foul on the floor.
Good job. Hey, good job, girls.
And so McGrath is going to step back to the line, where she is 1 for 2 on the afternoon, and she converts on the first attempt. McGrath with the second shot. It is short, and it is rebounded. Well, there was a tie-up, and it's going to go back to the Hidden Gems. So McGrath is 2 of 4 so far from the line, and the score 5-2. Chaos with the early lead.
Good back, Reagan. There you go.
That's Slates.
There you go. Now get squid. There you go.
Slates out to Jenkins. Jenkins on the drive. Jenkins shot good.
Get in it.
7-2 now the score.
Tap.
Ball inbounded. And there's a steal off of a pass. No, there's not a steal. It looked like it was going to be a steal. However, able to get there was 33 Winters. And she gives it up to Morgan on the left wing. That is Rick. Rick with the drive. Nice looking shot. No good though. And it's rebounded by Slates. And back comes the Chaos now on offense. Jenkins past the timeline. Jenkins being guarded there. And giving up a shot to McGrath. That is short and loose ball. And that loose ball is going to favor the Gems. So I misspoke on the last possession arrow. That one belonged to the Chaos. This one does belong to the Hidden Gems. So the Gems do get this ball off of that jump ball.
Addison, stop it. Hey, Cadence.
And they're going to allow the substitution to occur here. Checking in for the Gems, Roush. Checking out Morgan.
Be ready to trap. Be ready to trap, Reagan.
Okay, there was a timeout before the pass, and so we'll go ahead and take it with them. 7-2 is the score, and we'll be back with more right here on GBA TV. And it's Jeremy Scott back here at court number 1 at Dublin Jerome High School. I'm joined once again by Spencer Giese.
Hey, great to be back. A couple of real good 7th grade teams here in the early going.
Absolutely. And this ball is going to go out of bounds, and it's going to remain Gems ball. So the Hidden Gems will keep this one. And to inbound it will be Matson.
These are both Columbus-based basketball programs that I have to imagine are going to come across each other quite a few times in GBA action this season.
And that is Roush who is pushed. And that foul on number 14, that is Slates. So Slates picks up the foul. And Roush will be inbounding it. And she does. That's over to Rick. Rick, who's got the only Hidden Gems points here so far today. Rick is going to attempt a long shot. That's up and that's short, and it's rebounded by number 24, Ulring. Ulring ahead, and that outlet pass just a little too far for the intended receiver. Not a bad-looking pass, just a little bit too strong, and she was trying to find Jenkins, but no dice on that one, as Voigt will check back in for the Hidden Gems, and checking out will be number 23, Matson. Collins checks in as well for the Columbus Chaos, as does Potter, Slates, and Jenkins will have a seat. A little bit of a press here. That'll be Cook trying to get it across, and she does. And she throws it over the head of that intended receiver, number 33, Winters. And so back it comes to the Columbus Chaos. We're at 8:23 and winding here in the first half. Jeremy Scott alongside Spencer Giese. Columbus Chaos on offense. That is Ulring. She'll take it to the top and then pass it. That's to McGrath. McGrath up at the top. She's going to drive it. She's going to lay it up and put it in there and one.
Wow. Real nice sweep with that left hand finish. Fundamental and beautiful.
McGrath has 6 of the Columbus Chaos 9 points. So she's accounted for 2/3 as there's a timeout on the floor. We'll go ahead and take it with them with 8:08 to go in the first half right here on GBA TV. And back here at court number 1 at Dublin Jerome High School. And we are getting set for a couple of free throws by McGrath. First shot is up, and it is long off the back of the iron and no good. Gets her own rebound, though, does McGrath. McGrath, second shot from the short corner. That is up, and that's no good, and that's rebounded by Voigt. Back on the Hidden Gems on offense now. That is Custer. Custer, who's 0 for 2 from the free throw line here today. He's going to take it around the perimeter and pass it. And she gives it off to Woodfin. Woodfin has it poked away from her, and back come the Chaos now on offense. That's 25, Conley. Conley on the drive, coast to coast, no good, but fouled on her way up, and so she will go to the line now, and she will shoot a pair.
Columbus Chaos continue to really press the momentum of this game. Very fast-paced style of play.
First shot is up, and it is long, and no good. Conley is 1 for 3 so far from the foul line. She missed the front end last time, and repeat performance this time. Misses the front end, makes the back end, and the score 10-2.
Jamie Custer right there fighting through traffic, draws the foul as they're working to break the press together.
And that'll be Reagan Voigt to inbound, and she does to Custer. Custer trapped in the backcourt, and that is a blocking foul on the Chaos, and that'll be on Ulring.
Turned the corner and drove into the player, was able to draw the block.
And there's an inbounds pass that almost goes out of bounds, but actually doesn't. It's actually a really nice pass by the Gems, and on the drive, and taking it up is Roush, and she'll get fouled, so Roush will now go to the line, and Sophia Roush will see what she can do from the free throw line. Regan Voigt coming over and getting a few pointers from Coach Kalk over here as the first shot is up for Roush, and it goes in there. So 10-3 now the score. Roush can cut this lead to 6. She can make the second foul shot. And she does. So 10-4 the score off of a pair of free throws by Sophia Roush. Conley. And she's double teamed and pass it back outside to Potter. Then it's stolen away by Woodfin. Woodfin driving it to the other end, and she will pull up and pass it back outside, and they will take a shot from the corner. That shot is up, and that's short, and it's rebounded by Ulring. Ulring has it for the Chaos. Ulring is going to have it almost poked away from behind, but they're going to get, I do believe, Voigt with a reach in. Yes, it's a 1-and-1 situation here. So Regan Voigt commits the foul from behind. And it'll be Ulring stepping up to the line, and she will attempt a 1-and-1. Getting set to check back in here is Maddie Keaton for the Hidden Gems. Ulring's first shot is up, and it's short, and it's rebounded by Conley. So Conley on the offensive glass is fouled on her way up, and that's a foul on Winters.
Yeah, a lot of hustle there by Conley, not only to grab the board while being undersized, but then take it right back up on the left side, drawing the foul.
So Conley, this is a two-shot situation, and she's long off the back of the iron on the first one. Again, it kind of seems to be her MO on these two-shot situations, to miss the first and make the second, as is the repetition right there. So the score, 11-4, Chaos up in front by 7. Pushing the ball down the other end and missing the lay-in, but then there's a second shot opportunity there, and then there's a third shot opportunity. There's another offensive board, and it's going to go out of bounds and off of the Chaos. That was Custer, who had a nice drive down the floor, just wasn't able to finish it.
Riley Hillis with a really aggressive offensive board there as well, just could not follow it up with a made shot inside. Still Gems ball.
And that is Hillis who has it. Hillis puts it up, and that's no good. And it's
got a tie up.
Yeah.
It's going to be Chaos ball.
So it remains an 11-4 game. And pushing the ball down the floor, that is Conley, who will play the point this time. She's guarded by Woodfin. Conley, pass outside to Collins. Collins attempts a long one. That is short, and that is rebounded by the Gems. And then it's stolen away by Conley, who puts it back up and in. Nice job by Conley there to not give up. And the score is 13-4. And driving it and putting it up and putting it in there, that is Hillis with her first bucket of the ball game. 13-6 is the score. Conley has it poked away from behind, and out of bounds it goes, and it will go off of the Gems, and so that'll give the Gems an opportunity to make a substitution here. 23 checks in, that's Matson, and she checks in for 33, Winters. Slates and Jenkins check back in for the Chaos. McGrath, as well as 25 Conley, check out. Woodfin to inbound this one for the Gems, and there is a ball that's taken away there by Jenkins, and there's a shot that's up, and that is a three-pointer. That'll make it 16-6. On the other end, there's a shot that's up, and that's no good. And that's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to come back to the Chaos.
Quinn Jenkins bringing it down.
And into the corner. It's Collins on the left wing. She's going to take it to the top and drive it, and she's going to have it taken away from her. Nice steal there by Voigt.
Quick foul in the front court. We're going to be shooting bonus 1-on-1.
That foul on Collins.
Tell you what, look at these rosters. We've got quite a few players from both the Hilliard and Dublin areas. I mean, you've seen a lot of these kids play each other in school basketball the past few months, and now around the court, taking on each other on their respective squads.
And so it will be Hillis to step up to the line and see what happens here on these free throw attempts. First shot up, and Karam's out. No good. And it goes back to the Chaos. We're at 5:13 to go here in this opening half. Inbounds pass. That's to Jenkins. Gives up to Ulring. I'm not sure that she ever had full control of that pass, and it got stolen away by Custer. Custer pushing the ball down the floor now for the Gems. And on the shot, tell you,
took a lot of contact there and did not get the call.
Some of the Gems faithful definitely wanted a whistle there, didn't get it, and now it's Chaos ball.
You know, the one key to that fundamental there, she's got to go into the hoop rather than fading away. She's not going to get that call many games if she's going to fade away on that layup attempt.
There's Jenkins with a nice drive as she is fouled on her way up, and so now Jenkins will step up to the line. Grace Jenkins for 2 foul shots. Gwen Jenkins, I'm sorry. And Gwen's first shot is no good. I'm not sure where I got Grace from. I think I heard the G. And it
there's actually Grace Jenkins, a senior playing at Bishop Watterson this year. So,
The more you know.
Someone in Columbus named Grace Jenkins playing hoops this year.
All right.
But Gwen Jenkins, your 7th grade version of a Jenkins here in Columbus.
Is there a relation there?
There is not. I don't think so. I mean, I don't have the whole Jenkins family tree, but I know Gwen plays for one of the Hilliard schools. I believe Hilliard Memorial. So.
Okay. Well, the more you know. And there's a press that is pretty effective in the backcourt there. The Gems are able to get it, though, and beat that press. And that is Voigt. Voigt's got it now. Voigt almost walked with it. She did walk with it.
She saw that player open underneath, and just the feet didn't want to listen to the brain.
And she knows it, too.
Yeah, Riley Hillis was open underneath, but just could not get her the ball without committing a violation.
So Gwen Jenkins now, as she spins. She gives it off to Collins. Back to Jenkins. Jenkins baseline. Shot up, no good. And that's rebounded by the Chaos, and that's going to be a foul on the Gems. And so stepping up to the line will be Potter. Potter, number 15. Definitely the size of the person you want playing that low post.
I think she might be a little deep on that free throw attempt. I think that is not the correct line, and her teammates are going to show her. And no, come on up here. Let's shoot a free throw from the free throw line.
I thought maybe because she's so tall, they were making her try it from further
We're not usually going to make people shoot three-pointers flat-footed for 1 point.
That second shot is up, and it is also no good.
Oh, nice tie-up there.
Tie-up between Ulring as well as number 22, Hillis. And the possession arrow favors the Hidden Gems. So Voigt will be inbounding this one. She inbounds it to Woodfin. Woodfin with the pass up top, and that was just over the head of Hillis. And I'll tell you what, if that outlet pass had been a little bit further down low, I think we might have been looking at a 2-point bucket there because she had a pretty clear path to the bucket.
Yep, solid court vision there, just a little strong on the pass.
Jenkins passes it off to Potter.
Ooh. Yeah, that's one of those calls. Could have been a travel, could have been a foul. We're going to call that a foul.
And that'll be on Matson.
That's looks like that's Matson's 3rd foul of the first half. I imagine that she'll be taking a seat here for the last few moments of the half.
Well, we got 3:51 to go, so you definitely don't want to get, that's still pretty early for foul trouble.
It is, yes.
Potter's first shot is up, and it rims out on her. No good.
So those of you watching at home, you might think that Potter's got a really, really cool headband on, but that is actually a headband that's supposed to help with concussion prevention. So if Potter's fighting inside for a board, goes down, hits her head on the hardwood, it should help with some concussion protection there. See more and more athletes trying to find ways to prevent head injuries, which is a great preventative practice.
Absolutely. Slate's on the board, no good on that attempt, and it comes back out, and that's going to be Collins, taking a shot. That's no good, and it's going to go into the backcourt now, and there's a scrum for it, and there's a big loose ball situation, and that's taken by the Chaos. That's Potter pushing it down to the other end. Potter with a shot that's up, and that's no good, but Potter's going to step back up to the line for 2. And that foul on Koch. So Koch with the foul. And it will be Potter making that free throw attempt. So Potter, after going 0 for 4 on her first shots, makes that one. And checking in will be Roush, and Koch will, well, I thought it was going to be Koch, but it's actually Voigt who will be sitting. So Potter with a chance at another foul shot here, and it is no good, and that's rebounded by the Gems. And that is Roush on that rebound. Roush pushing the ball down the floor. Roush pushing it and passing it. Nope, that's going to be taken away by the Chaos.
And that's just one of those situations. It doesn't look like a real fundamental layup. The refs are going to let him play on and not call the foul there.
That's Conley with it. Conley spins. Conley
Ooh,
drives.
nice block from
Conley
behind.
has it taken away by Morgan. That is Roush.
Lily Morgan out of Worthington Christian. What a great chase down block from behind to prevent that layup attempt by the Chaos.
Over it comes to Morgan. Into the corner, and Roush. Roush almost loses it out of bounds. They're going to say that she did. So that ball goes out of bounds. And so Sophia Roush not able to control that pass.
You can get pretty claustrophobic in that corner. You're either going to be next to the fans or next to some concrete. So definitely can cause some stress.
On the other end, wide open look there, and that was for Potter. That's no good. And it's rebounded there, chased down by Jenkins. Jenkins is going to drive it. Gwen Jenkins with the layup, and it's good.
Nice little finger roll floater right over the front of the rim for Gwen Jenkins.
20-6 now the score. Chaos on top by 14. And that is Morgan with some fancy dribbling there. Morgan's going to take it, lay it up, and nice look and shot there by Morgan for 2.
Lily Morgan out of Worthington Christian. Real nice flip off the glass for 2.
2:09 and winding on this first half clock. That's McGrath with a quick shot. That is up and swish.
Hidden Gems are a bit flummoxed on defense, leaving players open the last few possessions.
And
someone does not have the correct matchup.
Stolen away by Conley. McGrath on the drive with the layup and one.
Hooping the harm. Ill-advised, but nice finish.
And that foul on number 14, that is Lily Morgan. And so McGrath will check out this foul line. As a matter of fact, we're all going to take a little time out here with 1:51 to go here in the first half. The score 24-8, Chaos over Hidden Gems. Back with more. And we are awaiting this and one from McGrath.
Back from a timeout called by Hidden Gems, trying to stay within a reasonable distance before we get to the second half.
And the score 25-8 after that made free throw, and that's Roush who's going to take it. Sophia
Chaos
Roush.
on quite a run here in the last half of the first half.
That one's a quick shot by Morgan. That one's up, and that's no good. And it's taken by McGrath. So back comes the Chaos now on offense. Chaos pushing the ball down the floor with Morgan. Morgan's going to take it coast to coast. Sorry, McGrath, and she is going to get fouled on her way up. So McGrath, who just made an and one free throw, is going to go back to the line. By far, McGrath is the leading scorer for the Columbus Chaos. She has 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 so far.
And that's the third foul picked up by Lily Morgan out of Worthington Christian. So a couple Gems in foul trouble here into the first half.
26-8 now the score after that made free throw by McGrath. McGrath's second shot. That is an air ball, so that will go automatically back to the Hidden Gems. And inbounding it will be Koch.
Chaos in the 1-2-1-1 diamond press, but Hidden Gems slices through it without much resistance.
Rick back to Koch. Koch. And having it almost swatted away was Rick, but able to get it back. And there's a nice cut underneath the basket, and just not able to convert was Koch.
Got her in rebound, put it back up, no good.
And that's Roush. There's a pass over to Morgan. Morgan's got a wide open look at it, and she's not able to convert that. And back it comes to the Chaos now. That's Jenkins. Up ahead to Conley, and Conley not able to save it from going out of bounds. And
Somebody saved Conley from going out of bounds. I hope they're friends. Oh, they're both. Thank goodness she's wearing a Columbus Chaos T-shirt, so might be friendly.
Yeah. Well, if they weren't friends before, they are now. And there's a pass over to Roush across the timeline. Roush is going to drive it to the Hope and put it up, and no good. And that's rebounded by Ulring, and then it's taken back by the Gems. And there's another shot. That one is no good. That's also taken by the Gems. Nice little offensive board there for them. Morgan now attempting a three-pointer. That's no good. And another offensive rebound for the Gems. A lot of opportunities here for the Gems, just haven't been able to put it in. And there's a steal. That's stolen away by Jenkins. Gwen Jenkins pushing the ball down the floor. That's Ulring. Ulring underneath, and she loses control of it, out of bounds and off of the Gems. And it will go back to the Chaos. That is Koch, who was called for knocking that ball out of bounds. Collins to inbound, and she does to Conley. Conley.
Pump and drive.
On the drive, and that's no good, and that's rebounded by Morgan. And that's stolen back by McGrath.
9 seconds.
McGrath driving a baseline. She's going to turn around, pass it back to Collins. Collins.
Last second shot.
That is to Jenkins. That is up, and that is no good. And that will do it for this first half. 26-8 the score. The Chaos on top of the Gems. And we'll be back with the second half right here on GBA TV.
This is Tom Strasser from GBA TV Studios at the 14th Annual Celtic Classic here at Dublin Jerome. And you're watching GBA TV on Facebook and YouTube, where you are watching over 20 hours of live streaming games as well as interviews from players and coaches here at the Celtic Classic.
And we are set to go here at the second half. It's court number 1 here at Dublin Jerome High School. It's Jeremy Scott alongside Spencer Geezy. And it's the Columbus Chaos who have controlled this ball game, who control this possession to begin the second half. Gwen Jenkins into the corner and McGrath. McGrath.
I was waiting for that 3-second call, and they just called it.
So back it comes to the Gems now, who have a lot of ground to make up.
Yeah, it looked like Potter had stopped that REI on the way here because she was camping out in that lane.
And that foul on number 3, and that is Gwen Jenkins, who, by the way, has 8 points so far here today. And that pass into Custer. Custer tied up with a couple of players, and that will favor the Gems. So it will remain on this end. Inbounds it comes, and that's to Custer, almost behind her, was behind her, and she takes a wicked shot. And
Collins was waiting for her to pivot into her, and then took a good old karate chop.
And that foul on number 23, Collins.
There you go, Cadence. Good job. Hey, you got see ball too, babe, okay? See ball.
Custer will inbound it. And it's back to Custer. Custer passing it outside to Woodfin. Woodfin pulls up underneath. Nice look there. That's to Hillis. And Hillis passes it back outside to Voigt. Voigt pivots.
Here comes a 3-second. Well, yep, that's what I thought. We were going to get it both ways, and we sure did.
So that is how the second half has begun.
Woodfin just got caught hanging around in the lane just a little too long.
So Gwen Jenkins controls it now for the Columbus Chaos. Gives it out to Conley. Inside, and that's stolen away by Voigt. Probably an ill-advised pass there. Kind of hung up in the air a little bit too long. And back come the Gems now on offense. And that is Custer, who gives it outside to Woodfin. Over to Hillis. Back into the short corner. That is Woodfin. She is guarded there by Jenkins, and I do believe they just got Gwen Jenkins with a foul.
No, picked up 2 quick ones to start this half. You know, fascinating part about this Hidden Gems team, they're a mix of players from all over Columbus, but they've got both a couple girls from Bexley and Worthington Christian who happen to be pretty big rivals in the Mid-State League, and right now they've got to play as friends, playing together for a united goal of winning games on the Hidden Gems team.
Funny how what's the old statement about strange bedfellows?
Oh.
It is the Gems ball.
It'll certainly make high school competitions even more exciting when they're faced off against each other for the next 6 years.
And short corner, inside it goes to Hillis in the low post, and that comes back to Keaton. Outside shot, that is Custer, that's no good. That's rebounded, back up and in. That is a shot for Woodfin, her first 2, and that makes it 26-10.
Went right back up with that ball quickly before the defense could recover and get in position.
And there's a shot on the other end, that's up, that's no good, and that is rebounded. That's going to be a tie-up, and that's going to stay on this end. It will remain Chaos ball.
I will tell you what, if Hidden Gems could cut down on the fouls, especially the shooting fouls, if you look at the Chaos box score from that first half, a ton of free throws to add to make that a 26-point total in the first half for the Chaos.
Inbounds it comes to Conley. Up at the top. She's guarded by Woodfin. Conley outside. Back up the top and Collins. Collins pump fake, drive, and almost picked up her foot. Didn't though, and they're going to say that it was a legal play, but then it was over to Slates, and Slates lost control of that ball, and she's kind of laughing at herself there. She said she should have had that, but she didn't, and back it comes to the Gems. And there's a press that is effective. It works out for the Chaos, and that is Conley who gives it off to Collins. Collins double teamed in the corner, and the ball almost went out of bounds. There's a tie-up, and this is going to come back to the Gems now. And so, with a little over 2 minutes gone by, the score 26-10. And there's another press by the Chaos to the Gems, and they are able to beat that press.
Oh, nice dump down.
Over comes to Hillis, and Hillis takes a hard shot underneath the hoop. Is she okay? Yes, she appears to be. And that foul on number 25, Conley.
Looks like that's going to be on the ground, so we'll have a underneath play.
And that'll be Ullring checking in, and checking out will be Collins. And the ball inbounded to Woodfin. There's a shot that's up. That's no good, and that's going to be chased down and brought back down by Conley. Conley with an open lane to the hoop, puts it up and in.
Dangerous thing about being a three-point shooter in this kind of league, you miss it, it's a long rebound, going the other way for two.
Underneath the hoop, that is Keaton. Pass it back outside. That is Voigt. Voigt drives a baseline. Nice shot there. No good on the floater, though. And that's Slates on the rebound. So Slates is going to take it coast to coast and take a shot on her way up. And
I'm going to call that a blocking foul. Could have gone either way. That was a bang-banger, if you ask me.
And so that will be Slates, who will be stepping up to the line.
And that was one of those delicate situations where it appeared that the offensive player initiated contact, but the defender didn't quite have their feet set.
Slate's yet to score. And that one's no good. Slates getting set for the second shot. It is up, and it's no good. And there's a scrum for it, and that'll be Slates who gets her own rebound. Slates is going to put it back up, and now she's going to go back to the line for two more.
Well, let's see if the Southpaw can have greater success second time there in this half.
That foul on Keaton. She has 4 fouls. As Slates steps up and misses that one. So 0 for 2 the last trip, and 0 for 1 so far this trip. Line change, absolute line change here for
Hockey
the Gems.
line change. Nice part about carrying 10 on a roster, I suppose.
As Slates gets set for the second of 2 free throws. Missed the first. Second one, no good.
Well,
And
I know we're going
rebounded
to
by the
practice
Gems.
this week, right, Chaos? Free throws, free throws, free throws.
And Roush gets it and gives it off, and that is over to Koch. Koch gives it up to Matson,
Uh-oh.
and it's recovered by Roush. Sophia Roush gives it back to Rick. Back to Koch. Spin move there by Winters. Sorry, by Matson. And that's a three-point attempt. That is up, and that is good.
Great entry pass, way to pull the defense in, and then an excellent kick out on the right wing for a three-pointer.
28-13 now the score, as Conley controls it for the Chaos. Into the paint to Potter. Potter puts it up. That's no good, and that's going to be a jump ball situation. And that is Winters and Potter who came down with it. And the possession error will favor the Chaos, and it will be Potter to take the ball out of bounds. Inbounds to Conley. Conley with the long shot. That's up, and that's a bank shot that's no good. Allring chases down the offensive board. Conley inbounds, or inside to McGrath, and one.
Ooh, great seal inside, great feed by the guard, excellent finish by McGrath.
McGrath having a heck of a game so far here today.
That's 4 on Bailey.
That pushes it to a 30-13 lead for the Columbus Chaos.
McGrath looking for her 15th point right here. And she gets it.
I believe that fouls on number 10. Would have been her 4th. We'll see how this transpires the rest of the half.
Just do that. Drive to the basket.
And there's an outlet pass. That's to Winters. And that's knocked out of bounds off of the Chaos. It remains Gems ball.
I apologize. That's 4 fouls on number 23, Manson.
There's an inbounds pass. That is over to Rick. Rick from the elbow, no good. And that's rebounded, put back up, and no good. Rebounded by Slates on the defensive side of things. Slates has it for the Chaos. And out of bounds and off of Roush. Sophia Roush with a pretty nice defensive play there to bat that ball away. Conley at the point. She's guarded by Rick. Nice drive there. That's no good, though. And it's rebounded by Rick. Rick, guarded by Conley, gets the ball across the timeline. And almost has it stolen away, does have it knocked away. Now there's a chase for it. And I do believe that's going to go off the Chaos, off of the foot of that defender.
Yep, off of Gwen Jenkins, but I will say that's a great opportunity for the Hidden Gems player to grab it, secure it, and then make a decision, not go into instant dribble.
And there's a full court press.
Someone is open, and the Gems cannot see them. Down court,
Oh,
wide
man.
open.
And that's a travel. That travel called on Winters.
Unfortunately, the Gems had a 2-on-none break if they could just get the ball down the court.
Conley to inbound it. Conley, who has 7 points here this afternoon, gives it to Jenkins. Jenkins puts it in. That's
Not a player you want to leave open for a floater.
So 33-13 now with Rick. Quick answer there, no good, and that's rebounded by Conley. Conley pushing the ball down the floor. Conley is going to take it coast to coast, put it up, no good on the lay-in, and that's rebounded by Roush. And that's to Voigt. Voigt now gets it back to Koch.
Both teams in a frenetic pace of race down, shoot the shot. We've not seen a lot of set offense in the last few minutes.
Inside it comes, back to Koch, and she is fouled on her way up. And so Bethany Koch is going to step up to the line, and she's going to take 2 shots. And that foul on Jenkins, Gwen Jenkins.
Bethany Koch, a guard out of Bexley, shooting the first of 2 free throws.
As Ulring is getting set to check back in here for the Chaos. As Koch's first shot is good. So that's her first point this afternoon. As Ulring checks in, and Jenkins will check out. And checking in for the Gems, number 14, Morgan, as well as number 5, Custer. Second shot in. And that makes it a 33-15 game. Conley on the other end. She puts it up and in. So quick answer there by Conley. Make it 35-15. Chaos back on top by 20. With 8 minutes to go in the second half. Into the right corner. That's a shot. That is up, and that is no good. McGrath there fighting for that rebound. It's going to go off of McGrath, and it's going to remain on this end for the Gems.
Ooh. Little extracurriculars there.
And it's going to stay on this end.
Tell you what, Jeremy, if I was out there playing, I would have knee pads on for sure. We did not have those back in the day when I hooped, but man, you hear those knees hit that hardwood.
Oh, yeah.
I wish you had a little padding there.
Inside it goes. That's a drive. That is up, and that is no good. And that is Slates who is down there fighting for it, and they're going to get Slates with a travel, and I don't think Slates is overly happy with that call. I think she feels like there should have been a jump ball, if anything.
Now, was that the 7th grade eye roll? I think I saw the 7th grade eye roll.
Are you familiar with that?
You know what? I've coached enough basketball. I've seen the eye roll.
And that is Slates who controls it. Over to McGrath. McGrath driving it into the paint.
Ooh.
Nice drive, and she is fouled on her way up, and they're going to say that she got hit on the head.
Great take. Nice shot with the left hand. A little short, but hey, drew the foul. We'll say the foul caused it to not go in.
And that was on Custer. McGrath's shot is up, and it is in there.
Got a timeout called by the Columbus Chaos coach.
With the score 36-15, we're at 6:41 to go here in the second half of play. Don't forget, after this game, we'll have another one for you. That'll be Kentucky Premier against Showtime. So that'll be coming up. That's a 6th grade matchup between Kentucky Premier and Showtime. And that'll be right here on GBA TV. A lot of action going on here today at Dublin Jerome High School. Of course, we'll have plenty more for you as the day moves right along.
And I'll tell you what, tomorrow looks to be a very exciting championship Sunday here at Dublin Jerome. We've got really talented teams at all the grade levels I've seen so far this morning and afternoon.
As McGrath knocks in another one. 37-15. And on the other end, that's a 2-point attempt. That's up real good. And on this end, there is an and one situation. Very nicely done there by Custer. And she just entered the scorebooks for the first time. She has a chance to convert one from the foul line now.
It's a great job by Jamie Custer to get that ball rebounded back up and in while being fouled.
That shot up, that shot in.
Jamie Custer, another one of those Worthington Christian players on this Hidden Gems team.
Slates, and that's stolen away by Woodfin, and she's not able to convert off the steal, but a nice defensive play by her nonetheless. Slates. Gives it off to Collins. Collins at the top, over to McGrath on the wing. Underneath, and she was looking for a teammate underneath the hoop. Wasn't able to find her, and it was taken away by Morgan. Morgan at the top, being guarded there by Ulring. Underneath it comes, and outside, nice little shot there for Custer, and she's not able to convert. Rebound there, up and good for Keaton, and that's a 2-point bucket.
Good for Hidden Gems here to get a few buckets in the later parts of the second half. Nice to see him have some success.
That shot up, that's no good.
Uh-oh. Might be getting to that point in the game where a few more fouls are going by and letting the kids play. Nice little post entry. Kick out.
Good.
Buckets.
And that goes down as a 3 for Voigt. And she cuts the lead to 14. Chaos 37, Gems 23. And back on the other end.
Tell you what, where have these kids been all day? Holy smoke, some nice in-out look.
McGrath, no good on that lay-in attempt.
Got a player up.
And the Gems are coming back down the floor, and that's going to be Custer. Instead of feeding it to Keaton, she decided to take it herself, got fouled on the way up, and so Jamie Custer will step back to the foul line where she's 1 for 3 on the afternoon.
All right, Jamie, you better make both these free throws because you had a teammate wide open in front of you.
Custer. First foul shot. Rims out. Substitutions happening here. Hillis back in for the Gems. Sitting will be Morgan.
We're back in it. You're back here.
And Jenkins comes back in, and Collins will sit.
Tell you what, it makes our job a lot easier over here on the sideline when they've got those last names on the back of their jersey.
Yes, it does. And Custer's second shot, no good. So Custer 0 for 2. That trip to the line. Jenkins on the other end gives it up to McGrath, and it's no good. A couple of white shirts seem to be fighting for that ball.
I hate when that happens. And it's going to stay black ball. It's going to be Chaos ball underneath, off Hidden Gems' knee.
Inbounds it comes to Jenkins, and Jenkins has it taken away by Custer. Custer on the defensive side. Pass it up the floor, and that's going to be Woodfin fighting for it with Slates, and Slates wins that fight.
Woo! Kept that pivot foot somehow. Great court vision by Gwen Jenkins. Way to find a teammate underneath.
And that is Potter.
Now, I'll tell you what. Gwen might want to start looking for a flag football team because she loves to use that one-handed pass.
Well, she's good at it.
Oh, she's good at it.
McGrath on the drive, puts it up. That's good.
Ooh, little ticky-tack foul. We'll take it, though.
That foul on number 25, that's Conway.
And it's one-on-one time. We'll see some more free throws.
All right, so Custer's going to be the one doing the foul shooting with 4:11 to go here in the second half.
I will tell you what, Jeremy, I've seen a few games today, and if there's one area I think a lot of these teams need to work on, it is actually foul shooting. We've had a lot of missed free throws, and when you're coaching, you understand those are free points, and they've not been cashing in.
And Custer misses on that foul attempt. And that's rebounded by Hillis on the offensive side. There's a shot by Voigt, and that's up. That's no good. And rebounded by the Chaos. Conley pushing it down now. She's got Custer on her, puts it up. That's no good. Rebounded by the offensive side of things, and McGrath, they don't call her for a travel. Conley on the baseline. Conley pass it back outside, and then it's taken by McGrath. McGrath has it, and
before that drive, she took a few steps to get some momentum. We call that a travel. I'll tell you what, the Hidden Gems defensive intensity has really picked up here the last few minutes, which is great. Great to see, especially for a team in their first tournament of the season.
And there's a shot that is up, and that's no good, and that's taken by the Chaos. That's Potter on that defensive rebound, and they're trying to tie her up, and they do tie her up, and that possession arrow will favor the Columbus Chaos. That's Slates.
Oh boy, she's camping the lane again. We'll see if we get that 3-second call. Now the call we're going to get is a foul on the arm. So 2 shots for Slates.
So with the score 41-23, that'll be Potter.
Looks like we're at 3:16 to go in the game. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
Wait, are you telling me that we've got 3:16 left in the game and it's 3:16 today?
Woo!
Woo.
Little meta there, my man.
Let's not get too carried away.
As Potter converts her first foul shot. And a couple of substitutions happening here. Looks like Woodfin and Hillis will check out for the Gems. As Potter's second shot is up, and it rims in there. That's Rick. And
Ooh,
she
drug
just
that
traveled.
back foot.
Yep.
Yep.
In front of God and everyone.
You know what? And for those of you watching at home, maybe unfamiliar with GBA tournaments, typically all these teams will play 2 games on a Saturday and then move into elimination play on Sundays. So each of these teams are in their second game of the day, get to go home, have dinner, relax, and then tomorrow come back and really do their best to win a championship, take that home.
Potter on the other end. Nice little move there down low to make it a 45-23 game. And what's nice is for a lot of these teams, they get to sleep in their own beds tonight.
That's true. You know, the beauty of Columbus is not only do we have great tournaments run by GBA in the area, but there's a ton of programs for kids to get involved and play spring basketball.
And you were talking about how GBA is the old reliable when it comes to youth basketball in this area.
It is the old reliable. You know, if you sign up for a GBA tournament, you can be pretty much assured that you're going to have some pretty tough competition, you know, some teams on your level, and the games are going to happen. You know, the good facilities, typically you're either in a high school or a college gymnasium. You're going to get your 3 games in the weekend, and if you do well, you'll get more than 3.
That second shot for Custer is up, and that is no good. And it's rebounded by the Chaos. That is Gwen Jenkins pushing the ball down the floor. Jenkins on the spin, Jenkins on the shot, and she is fouled on that shot. And so Gwen Jenkins will have a chance to go to the foul line. And she is 1 for 2 at the charity stripe so far this afternoon. She is in double digits. She does have 10.
And, you know, the wild part about GBA, they've really evolved these last few years. You know, larger web presence, larger social media presence. Now you've got game broadcasts. I mean, if you are someone who's thinking about coming to a tournament, you can see exactly what you're going to get here.
Absolutely. Jenkins' second shot is up, and it is good. And from my understanding, this is used often for scouting and just film study, period.
You know, I view, and, you know, we all have our different reasons for coming to GBA. For me, I think it's just one of those places where you can get your players some quality competition over the course of the weekend.
As Custer drives it and puts it up and in.
You know, as a coach in the junior high ranks in the school season, I can tell you there's been a number of girls on this court that gave me some real headaches during the school season this year. So getting to watch them and announce their game rather than having to crafted defense to take them on is
A little bit lower stress.
Much appreciated, yes.
As Conley drives it in and adds 2 more for the Chaos to make it a 48-25 game.
You know, the other really nice part about this type of basketball for these girls is that for many of them, they're in a school team where, you know, there's a few good players, but the defensive focus can really be on them. And on a team like this, you've got to guard everybody. You don't see many box and ones or junk defenses here. You've got to guard everyone on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Because everyone's a threat.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's funny, you know, some of these quote-unquote role players for their home schools are the stars.
Right. And the mental adjustment you need as a player, if you've gone from starting and playing entire games to you're the 8th person off the bench, you know, that's an adjustment. But,
yeah.
You know, that's one of those beautiful life lessons you can learn through basketball.
Well, especially you got to think, too, I mean, these girls, if they're at this level, they're here because they're darn good. So that's especially important as they approach high school.
Yes.
And then, of course, college. You know, you get these kids on scholarships sometimes in college, and they never see the light of day in terms of being on the field because of what the level of competition is like on their own team.
And they're recruited as a Division I athlete sometimes, or whatever division you're playing in. You're recruited, they want you at the school. It doesn't mean you become a starter or a star. It just means you're part of the team. And that being a part of a team is such a great lesson to learn as a human. Hopefully we're all going to have these girls in the workforce someday, part of teams on their workplaces, and being ready to either lead, step up, or fill the role that they need to fill to be successful in that.
Are these things that your girls find out who you coach? I mean, are these
well,
things that are preached?
when I coach, absolutely. In my somewhat free time, I also coach in the leadership minor. Or I teach in the leadership minor at Ohio State. So we do a lot of leadership lessons and practices. It's more than just X's and O's. You've got to teach life through basketball at times. I can't say that every program's the same. Some of them are just X's and O's. Some of them want to build you up as a person. It really varies.
Well,
I think the longer you do it as a coach, the more your drive is to build up the players.
Absolutely.
And early on, it can be very competitive, or you've got some vicarious coaching to do through the players you have.
5 seconds, White.
I heard a 5-second call, so we might be at 3, 2, 1.
1, and that is 0 right there, and that will do it for this one, 48-27. And it is the Hidden Gems who come up short this time.
Absolutely, but nice little run by the Hidden Gems just to build some confidence going into Sunday. Really great performance by the Columbus Chaos throughout.
Absolutely. And I would say both of these coaches are going to go back and say something about free throw shooting, and you kind of made that point during the game, because I'm looking here, I'm seeing a lot of zeros, and we mark zeros where there are missed foul shots. So
certainly,
I think that is definitely something for both teams to absolutely work on. But again, the final from this one, it is 48-27. The Columbus Chaos take this one over the Hidden Gems, and we'll be back with plenty more right here on GBA TV.